Hello everyone, welcome back to another adventure. Today's vlog adventure, we're headed about 30 minutes north of Anchorage to go check out this 97 Tacoma. I've been playing cat and mouse with this owner for about almost 2 weeks now. Just kind of trying to work up a deal before I go look at it, more photos, and then we've been messing with our schedule. So finally, we made a time this morning and we're gonna meet up and check it out. It's a 97 Tacoma, body looks pretty good. She says that the frame is good, has a clean title, but apparently has a bad head gasket. 3.4 automatic, unfortunately it's automatic. If it was manual, I wouldn't hesitate, I'll probably buy it already. So it's an automatic, 3.4, supposed to be blown head gasket, low on coolant. It might not be that, it might be like a water pump or something else, but who knows? I'm hoping it's not a blown head gasket. If it is a blown head gasket, not a big deal. Hopefully it's rebuildable. I think the ad said it had 180,000 miles or something along that line, so that's pretty low miles. She didn't have the best photos, and I don't really like to bother people too much, but I tell them to go, when I ask them, hey, can you go take more photos, because sometimes I feel like they don't want to do that, because obviously their ad has some crappy photos already, so most likely they don't want to take good photos. But anyways, we're gonna go check it out. It's the middle of winter, but the roads are nice and dry. Usually I don't like to use the car dolly, but we do have the car dolly hooked up because the roads are dry. But if it was complete winter and snow on the roads, I would have been using the car dolly. I called around and my tow guy, he wants $280 for delivery because it's further out. And then I called another tow guy, they want $270. So I'm like, screw that. Let me just hook up the car dolly in case I do end up buying it. So we'll see what happens, guys. Right now, I'm in the 50% of buying it, because if the body isn't as clean as it is, or if the frame is bad by any chance, then it's not worth the $10 she's asking. But if it is clean, then it's definitely worth it, and the engine can be rebuilt. So let's go check it out and see how it goes, guys. Early Monday morning. Happy Veterans Day. This is what the freeway looks like right now. Like I said, nice and clean. It's not icy. There's no snow or anything like that. But that can change once we get to the residential roads where this owner lives. Hopefully it's not too bad where she lives. Beautiful, gloomy winter day. This is a 97 Tacoma, so I didn't ask her to take photos of the dashboard, but I'm hoping this one has the e-locker, which I doubt it might have it. Didn't see the TRD Pro sticker on the bed, but if it does have an e-locker, that would be a big plus. Something to also note mentioning is, about 3 weeks ago, my buddy Eric, he bought a 2004 Runner, and I went to go help him tow it with the car dolly, and once we got it hooked up on the car dolly, we couldn't tow it because it was engaged on the dry shaft. Even though we had it in 2-wheel drive, we had it, the T-case in neutral, everything we tried to do, we couldn't tow it unless we took off the dry shaft. We didn't bring tools, so we ended up calling a tow guy to tow it to Eric's place. So lesson learned, always bring your tools in case you have to pull the dry shaft. This Tacoma is a automatic, and I brought my 14 mils in case I do have to remove that dry shaft, because I definitely don't want to pay $300 for a tow. It's a 40-mile tow, so it's definitely worth saving some money. So definitely bring your 14 millimeters and be ready to remove dry shaft if you are using a car dolly. Now, I don't know why we couldn't tow it last time. Maybe it was locked up in 4-wheel drive or whatever the case may be, but it is what it is. Lesson learned. We'll do our best this time. Here we are in the backcountry of Alaska. These are all where these Toyotas are hidden. A lot of these people that live in the country land and live out here with their own little property, they need 4-wheel drive, and they chosen Toyota. But when the Toyota breaks, they always seem like they don't want to fix it, especially when something's wrong with the engine. So here we are on our way way. We're about 10 minutes away. Once I get there, maybe I'll take some videos and photos for you guys and let you guys know if I pick it up or not. Ooh, these roads are narrow. I'm keeping my eyes on the roads and making sure, taking notes and seeing if the road gets bad. So far, the road to where we have gotten here is all good. It's all cleared out of snow and no ice and nothing like that. So we should be good. No crazy hills or anything like that. Well, we got a little bit of ice on this road now, on this section. For the most part, we should be good. No crazy icy hill to climb or anything like that, and that's what we don't want. That's what we want to avoid. 45 minutes into looking at it, we got it started, and she's back at the car dolly. So we went ahead and closed the deal. Then went ahead and bought the truck. It's a pretty solid truck, body-wise. Frame is still good, so that's the most important thing. The 3.4 still starts and drive. I was able to drive it onto the dolly. I did have a check engine light. I ran the misfire on cylinder 6. Still has coolant. Doesn't look like there's any coolant in the oil. And the injectors are really leaky. I can smell gasoline. The first couple cranks, I had to start it and then I had to hold my feet on the gas pedal. And then after a couple times, it started normally. So the engine still sounds great, sounds amazing. There's no rod knock, so most likely it could be a bad head gasket, maybe spark plugs needed. The fuel injector definitely needs to be resealed. The CV axle boots are torn, so that's not a big deal, but those are the things that I noticed. And then the driver's side rear leaf spring, one of them is cracked, so I was able to negotiate those and bring the price down a little bit. But other than that, the truck sounds really good. It definitely needs a good interior ozone because she's a pet owner, so she had a husky, a little bit of hair and a little bit of dog odor, but nothing big. Engine, like I said, I think the engine's rebuildable. It has 170K on the motor, so I think this will be a fun project. When she posted on the photos, I thought it was gonna be that burgundy color, but it's actually that cherry red, which is really nice. That cardinal red, so she's shining really nice. So let's go ahead and pull over to the gas station. I'll give you guys a quick walk around. Here's the 97 Tacoma, 3.4 automatic. Has some decent 31 10.515s. Solid truck that's worth keeping alive. You can tell the past owner, not the lady that I bought it from, but from the past owner, they put a camper on it. That's what the camper's for. So this truck was probably used to tow a light camper in the past. That's why that leaf spring took some hits. Overall, decent body. I would say 2.5 out of 5. Frame is decent, not bad. Only really bad part about this body is right at this door jamb. On that, it's super solid. This side's fading a little bit, but we can probably bring back the gloss if we needed to. Automatic windows and door locks. She had a dog, so typical stuff with dog owner. But overall, the seats are good. Had a little bit of hair from dogs and a little bit of odor smell, but nothing crazy, guys. Bunch of wreckers. We'll go ahead and read through that later. And typical Toyota sunroof. Really clean interior. Just needs a little bit of shampoo to get that older dog smell out. Other than that, guys, I'm really happy with this purchase. We'll go ahead and try to bring her back to life. Make her a solid rig. And maybe pass it down to somebody. So that's it. Really clean transmission. Nothing's leaky or no leaky, nothing like that. Frame is good. A little bit surface rust, but nothing crazy. And you can see the leaf springs, they're pretty much flat now. They're really known for that. These Toyota Tacoma, they're known to have some weak leaf springs. Oh, the bed liner. They put some bed line in the inside too. So that's really nice. Rhino linings. Look at that. I wish my black Yoda was like that. But I'll probably get rid of the topper. Or I might keep it for the meanwhile so I can store parts inside of it. you can see there's the other piece for that camper. But those are the leaf springs. And the one that's cracked is this one here. Right about in the halfway mark. But overall, really good. Really solid. Solid looking truck. I'm gonna go ahead and make my way home. And this isn't really high priority as far as getting this Tacoma fixed. So I'll get this fixed whenever I have time. But for the most part, I really wanted to grab it now while the roads are still good. 100. Just about 171,000 miles. Kind of wish this one had an e-locker, and I wish this was a 5-speed. That's a no-brainer. Definitely grab it, but it is what it is. Still really decent truck. Seats are still really good too. Could use some new belts, so I'll probably keep my eyes on that. And has a B03A, which is the typical 410 gears. This side is pretty faded too. So that's it right there. I'll show you guys the engine bay once we start working on it. It's pretty much stock, except that they replace all the vacuum hose with some other one that's red. And then that's the CV axle. So the boots right here, they're ripped, which isn't bad, but we'll like to get that replaced whenever. Just made it home safely. Woo! We had a small incident coming back home. There was a small hill in my neighborhood, and when I was coming downhill, my vehicle jackknife, the red Tacoma spun out, jackknife, and the Tacoma slid on the right hand side, and it barely missed the neighbor's vehicle. Thankfully, I didn't hit anybody. There was no damage to the red Tacoma or the black Yoda. The car dolly, the tongue for the car dolly is slightly bent, but I'm definitely done towing for the winter. That was pretty scary. I was just worried about hitting somebody else, but we made it back. So here it is. Here's the Tacoma. This is a pretty nice battery. This one has a lot of cold cranking amp, so maybe I'll try to keep this battery alive and don't let it die out in the cold. But as you guys can see, the radiator is still nice. Pretty much all stock, besides all these little red hose they put in there. Like I said earlier, it does have a check engine light for a misfire on cylinder 6. Timing belt was replaced at 127. It's now at 170, so not too bad. I checked the oil. There's really no coolant in the oil or anything like that. Coolant looks good. There's still a good amount of coolant. Not full yet, but good amount. I think the first thing I'm gonna do is compression check, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick compression check on all cylinders and see what kind of readings we get. If it's decent, then I'll go ahead and remove the intake manifold, put new seals on the fuel injectors, inspect the spark plug, put new spark plugs, and then maybe replace the coil packs, and we'll go from there. If it's good after that, then we're good, but if it's not, then we'll, maybe head gasket. But for the most part, we're gonna go ahead and start small on this 3.4. So, passenger side is cylinder 135, which is the odd, and then on the driver's side, you have 246. So misfire is coming from cylinder 6, which is usually very common. Whenever head gasket goes out, I feel like cylinder 6 is always the culprit. But that's gonna be it for this vlog here. I hope you guys enjoy. I'll keep you guys posted on this project. We have a few things going on right now, so red Tacoma is gonna be on standby. I'm not gonna really mess with it so much right now. I'm still currently working on someone's cruiser, so we have some parts coming in for the Land Cruiser, and then once we get that fixed up, I'll probably go ahead and pull in the red Tacoma and start tinkering around with it. But there she is, nice and pretty. She's home safe, and she's in the right hands. And like I said, we'll go from here and we'll see how it goes. Something is kind of odd, guys. So when I unload it and I drove it like maybe 10 feet from the road to this driveway. I don't know why the odometer jumped. The odometer now reads 171,023. It was at 170,094 or 096. So something's kind of fishy about that.
So this might tell us that this odometer is not a correct one, or something's faulty, and it might not be a real mileage, but who cares? We'll go from there. The odor is really bad in this vehicle, so I don't want to be in this vehicle too much. Like I said, it doesn't need much cleaning right now, besides a little bit of vacuum. There's no paper trash or anything like that, so I'm not gonna worry about the interior right now. We'll go ahead and try to figure out this engine issue. And also, this is super loose, so I need to get inside here and see what's going on. Maybe it's not threaded right or something, but we'll figure that out later. Four-wheel drive does work, because I did went ahead and test it out, and it working fine when I was loading onto the ramps. So that's gonna conclude this video. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll keep you guys posted on Red Tacoma. Make sure you guys follow the Instagram, NuttyNu_4x4, to stay up to date. Have a good one.